For the Chi East Chamber of Commerce, I'm Wayne Lawrence. Whether you're a fellow entrepreneur, an aspiring business owner, or someone who simply wants to understand what it takes to build something from the ground up, this podcast is for you. Today's guest is a true multipreneur with investments spanning a cannabis company, a shared workplace for business professionals, and a family-owned cleaning service. Few people see ownership from so many angles at once. So today we're going to explore whether running multiple businesses is a blessing or a curse. Welcome to the podcast. Let's get into it. So I have here today Amonica Davis, used to be Amonica, formerly Monica Kirkpatrick, when I knew you back in the day a while ago. Thanks for coming. So this multipreneur, everyone knows what an entrepreneur is. Multipreneur gets their fingers in just about everything. So tell us some of the things that you're involved in right now.
Okay. Do you have time?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Very good. Well, like you suggested, I am a multipreneur. We have multiple hands in multiple businesses, and it can be a curse and a blessing.
Okay.
We first started our commercial cleaning business 18 years ago.
Wow.
And that is Service Master by Davis. And when we got started there, my sister was helping us with the business. Okay. And so the three of us, we got on the road and we started selling our business, and it was so exciting.
And your husband's involved in that business as well, too,
yes,
right?
Yes, my husband is 50% co-owner.
Okay, gotcha. Yep. All
and at that time, it was 2008.
Okay.
And the housing market had just taken a turn.
Oh, a turn.
Oh,
a
yeah,
crash.
a big turn. A big crash.
Like ran into a wall type of thing.
Oh, for sure. And we ran into that wall.
Yeah, so did I.
And so we had to pivot. And
Yeah.
so we started the Service Master franchise.
Okay.
And it was very exciting. We started cleaning the buildings ourselves. We took it on the road, and one morning, out of nowhere, we happened to take off this particular Monday, which was so crazy that we took off, because my husband and I, he was working for the county. I was working in education and higher ed administration. And on the same day, we said, let's call off today. Let's just work on our business. We were working our full-time jobs.
Okay.
And we said, we need to focus. And so
Okay.
on that particular
So
day,
the franchise was part-time initially, right?
it was part-time initially.
Okay, and then you rolled into a full-time.
we paid for it full-time.
Exactly.
But it was part-time initially because we both have full-time jobs.
Okay, yep.
And so on this particular day, the phone call came, and my husband answered the call, and he said, yes, sure, that'll work. Oh, of course we can clean your plane. And I'm in the background. No, we don't do planes. We clean
Right, yeah.
offices. Yeah, I thought, didn't we go over this already?
Yeah, it's a fine office, I guess. Yeah,
right, exactly.
That's the way he thought about it.
Exactly,
Right.
that's how he thought about
Yeah.
it. And so we learned afterwards that, you say yes. And so as it turned out, we didn't know until 2 o'clock in the morning when we had to pull up to the plane at the private hangar that on the back of the plane it said, change you can believe in. And we thought, change we can believe in. Is that Barack Obama's campaign plane? And so that was our first wow moment.
Whoa.
That in business,
Yeah.
you have to be ready so that you don't have to get ready.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly.
So that was
Yeah.
the beginning of our first business. And it was exciting because my sister was working with us as well. And then she was able to pivot and start a construction company, which
Okay.
is called the AKA team.
Yep.
And so she has been able to grow that business, and I'm able to have my consulting business consult the AKA team on organizational development, strategic planning, and performance management.
Wow.
So I get to do that
Okay.
with my consulting business.
And we're just scratching the surface on all this too. So, you're busy already.
A little bit.
Let me roll back a little bit. So you've got this cleaning business. When did you decide to jump in the water and leave, the protection of having, full-time salary and things like that?
Well, that's interesting because I have always kept another 9-to-5 job in addition to owning our businesses, only because I love to provide as much impact as possible.
Okay.
And I like to touch multiple people's lives. And for me, I'm passionate about building businesses, but I'm also passionate about building people.
Okay.
And building
Yeah.
community and building relationships. And so working in higher education administration, I was able to impact people on that level.
Okay. So it was a little safety net too, which is kind of
for
nice
sure.
too. Yeah, for the family from that standpoint. So you have this plane now that you've gone into a totally different atmosphere in terms of business. Did it just grow from there? Then, I mean, did you get any sort of recognition for that at all, or no?
We actually did.
Okay.
We grew our business so fast in the first few years that we were awarded the National Urban League Award, and we had to go to New York and receive the award, which was super exciting.
Yeah, that's got to be. Yeah.
I got the award the same day that Colin Powell and Quincy Jones got their award.
Oh, really?
I was like, I felt like an imposter. I thought, oh my God.
And Amonica Davis.
Exactly. And so, I think you knew back in school I used to sing. And so I got to the mic and I just did a note in New York City and they were like, what is she doing? I thought, well, I was trained as an opera singer, but I'm being recognized as a business owner. So, but I gotta do my thing because that's where my skill set is.
Did you do it then? Did you sing, or did you just do a note?
I sang at our table
Oh.
because Quincy Jones was there. I didn't want to lose the moment. And he looked at me like, what? Again,
that was going to be your fifth career.
My fifth career.
My fifth
career. So just stay tuned. We may have that still. I don't know. But,
so as you grow this business, there's obviously, and we're going to move to the. There's obviously things that you run into. I'm going to assume that's a blessing anyway. Okay. What's the curse? What makes it horrible at times?
It can be a curse from time to time for multiple reasons. But oftentimes, as an entrepreneur, you have a personality that is grounded on being a visionary.
Yep.
And so you think big. You have big ideas. You're creative. You see beyond what's right in front of you. And you go for it because you have that type of spirit. That's your essence. And for myself and my husband, when we first started our commercial cleaning business, we did not have business education. We did not have any types of accreditation or certifications in business. What we had was a vision, and we had purpose and intention. And so those are great attributes and characteristics to have, but it doesn't teach you anything about a P&L or a balance sheet. And so we had to learn along the way how to actually operate a business in terms of its day-to-day operations.
Is that one of the reasons you kind of got gravitated to a franchise, just because they would make it a little bit easier and you can learn with them too, which
that
is nice.
Exactly right. That is exactly why we gravitated to a franchise. And we had looked at several different businesses. We met with business advisors at the Urban League of Greater Cleveland, and they talked to us about various avenues, different industries. And we had a young family when we first started in the business. So the commercial cleaning made the most sense for lots of different reasons. A lot of the work is done in the evening after people go to bed.
Right.
And so in the event someone calls off, we can always get a babysitter or have a family member participate. Have a family member there with our children, which that did happen, because people call off work.
Right, exactly.
And so my husband and I, we started in the business cleaning ourselves, and then we started managing other people that were cleaning. But in any type of business, if people call off, you're the owner, you're the entrepreneur, then you have to show up.
Oh, you got to show up. You got to clean toilets. You got to replace rug. You got to do whatever.
You have to do whatever it takes. But being a participant in a franchise, you have a system in place.
Yeah, that helps guide you.
And so for people like us that did not have the formal training in business, we just worked the system.
Okay. So let's family. Really, really, really important to you and everyone in your family. So let's use that to segue into, so I know you also got involved in a cannabis business.
Yes.
Talk about that. I know, first of all, I'll just be the first to say I'm ignorant when it comes to what people can and cannot talk about, because I think things are regulated in a sense. But share with us how you navigated, migrated to that.
Yep. Well, this was an introduction that was presented to my sister, Arian Kirkpatrick, and her son, Ali. and they vetted several different cannabis companies, both multi-state operators as well as local operators.
Okay.
And she was able to establish a relationship with a company on the West Coast and was able to start a cannabis company, which became operational in 2021.
Gotcha.
At that time,
at that point, and I recall that's when the state of Ohio were taking applications and things like that or whatever to do. So it was a lot of people who wanted to get awarded those things, and fortunately, she was one of the folks awarded it. So
Exactly.
so that kicked that off. Okay.
Yep, that was a blessing.
Okay.
And a curse. Just like any other business.
Yeah.
I mean, it has its ups and downs, it ebbs and flows, and that company became operational in 2021 under the name Harvest of Ohio. And then we reorganized and became a solo business without a partner, and our new name is Mavuno.
Mavuno.
Yes.
And Mavuno stands for what?
It means harvest in Swahili.
Great. That's a wonderful name. And now, if I read correctly, it's located in Athens?
We have a dispensary currently open in Athens.
Okay. Do you have any other ones at this point, or just plans to increase that?
We will be expanding to the Cleveland area very soon.
So now let's go back to that family. So from what I read and understand, just about everybody that you know is involved in terms of family, involved in some way. So you were really giving opportunities to, siblings, to people you knew in your family real well. But the idea was to, from what I read, to just start a legacy for everybody, to make it easier on them.
Correct.
So, tell me about that.
Exactly. Legacy building is very important to myself and my sister and my husband and his family. So with this company, with all of our companies, we are positioning ourselves to be able to teach and train members of our family, including our children, so that they understand how to be a successful entrepreneur, how to build a business, and how to manage finances, and so that you're creating generational wealth, not just for your children, but for your children's children.
Exactly, and that is so fantastic. Heck, I went online to see if I was related to you somehow, some third cousin or something like that. So I can open up a store right here in Cleveland.
Right. Exactly.
So apparently you're not even done yet. So I understand you've got a new launch coming up, Launch on Green. Tell us about that.
Yes, that's my new project. That's my passion project. As I'm approaching retirement in the next few years, I wanted to make sure that I had something that was my signature business. And so with Launch on Green, it's located at 4612 Green Road right here in Warrensville Heights, Ohio. And we have a grand opening scheduled for March 19th.
I will be there, and I'm sure the Cayuse Chamber of Commerce will be there too.
Yes,
you doing a ribbon cutting?
Yes, they are helping us.
Excellent.
And they are promoting our the launch of our business, which we're excited.
Good.
I am a member of the chamber, and I'm really looking forward to that day. It's going to be a space designed for the community.
Okay.
I grew up right here in the friendly city.
It's not a gathering place, right? It's a business?
It's a business.
Okay, gotcha.
It's a boutique-sized co-working space for meetings, for individual small business owners, for people that have gigs on the side and they need a professional space to work. Oftentimes these individuals are working at home in their basements, in their kitchens, in their bedrooms. Launch on Green will be a professional space that's comfortable, where they can come and create a vision, and we can help them execute their plans with all the business experience that I will be able to bring.
So you'll be able to offer consulting services too for some of these businesses. That's really good. You don't typically see that when it comes to those. And you mentioned boutique. So what does that mean? It's just describe some of the rooms and how it's kind of come together.
I call it boutique because it's charming.
Okay.
The way that it's been created, it's a small space, but it's a space designed for big ideas.
Okay.
And if you come visit the chamber president, Steve Petty, Cayuse Chamber, he came to visit recently, and he was amazed at how comfortable and how professional it was.
Okay.
And the way it's been designed, it's for people, for members to come in and and they can work in the individual spaces. There are private offices. There's a podcast area. There's
wow.
a conference. Yes. There's a conference room.
Can I do a podcast
area.
from there?
Of course. I would
There
love
we go.
that.
Yeah,
That would be
let's-
amazing.
okay. All
Yeah.
right.
We could do a part 2. That would
Right,
be great.
exactly.
Right there at Launch on Green at 4612 Green Road, Warrensville Heights, Ohio, 44128.
Now we're back to
Yeah, right. Exactly. And so I can't wait to see who comes through the door because I know it's going to be a great experience for all of us that can experience that space together. We were able to amass furniture from different places around the city as well as our home. We were able to declutter our home and bring some furniture from house to put it at the launch. The sign just went up recently and we're really excited about that.
That's when you know it's coming, when the sign goes up,
Right,
too.
when the sign goes up.
So as far as the target, these are home-based businesses, even salespeople, maybe who need a drop-in center and those things. Do they rent time or space, or is it a membership and they get unlimited? How's that going to come together?
That's a great question. There is a membership structure, and there is also a day pass structure.
Gotcha. Okay.
And so individuals that would like to have a sales meeting, a marketing meeting, whatever type of meeting they need to have, that space will be available either as a drop-in, a day pass, or as a member. And again, the official grand opening is March 19th,
Right.
but I've been teasing at how to work the space. And so already there was a training class. There was a gentleman that contacted me through a mutual friend that needed a space. He originally had a space located and they weren't able to fit that date in. And so I said, as a business owner, as an entrepreneur, you got to be ready. So you have to be ready so you don't have to get ready.
Just
and
when you when you heard about that plane, right?
Yeah, right,
you got to be ready
exactly.
and do it.
You got to be ready. And so he is a national trainer for National Rifle Association. So he was able to train a group of individuals from the Sheriff's Department at Launch on Green. And afterwards, they said, we always want to have our training at Launch on Green because it was so comfortable. It's very professional. I provide hot coffee and hot tea, and there's other refreshments and snacks. And I've tried to make it where people are working and creating in a space where they can just be free to create so that they can make an impact. So at that space, we're going to be able to have business networking events. We're going to have paint and sips. I have someone who scheduled a paint and sip for later in March. I have someone who is doing a Bible class for 3 Sundays in April. And so the gamut. I mean, we're running the gamut at Launch on Green. Whatever you want to launch, whether it's idea, an activity, a business, an event, Launch on Green is that space.
Yeah, and I mean, that sounds terrific. The other thing I can see is, being an entrepreneur, multipreneur, can be lonely at times, all right? So imagine bringing folks together where they could just share, trade secrets in a sense, or they can just share what they're going through. I think that's going to be a huge benefit, because everyone's going through the same thing. It's just that you don't really talk about it. So you got to surround yourself with folks like that. So, hey, I have no doubt it's going to be successful. I can't wait to come out there and check it out. I'll be there with Steve in the chamber and, do a little bit of networking. And I definitely wish you success on that.
Awesome. Thank you so much. And thank you so much for having me here today. This was amazing.
To our listeners, whether you're building your first startup or managing a growing portfolio, or simply thinking about owning a business, the path isn't always easy, but there's wisdom in the journey. If you like this episode, make sure you subscribe, leave a review, and share with your friends. Thanks for joining us. Hey, if you like this episode, don't forget to comment, like, and share. This podcast was made possible with the support of our sponsors. Find more ways to grow at chieast.org.